Internets. This podcast is brought to you in conjunction with Rode Microphones, RODE.com, the official microphones of the Loudspeakers Network. I am using the Rode Procaster. This is the best microphone for podcasts. Internet. We here talking, and we talking because it's Talkitecture, and I haven't even been respectful to introduce my esteemed and honored guest.
They could Google it.
From the Combat Jack days.
No doubt. R.I.P.
Digging in the crates.
That was one of the greatest guys ever, Reggie Jose.
Digging in the crates. Super producer. Legend. Living legend. Because, man, listen, he constantly reinvents. So I feel like the next time I see
we just
Buck,
all human, man. I'm telling you. That's all it is. It's
Buck
like,
has slimmed down. Next time we see Buck.
Wait, you vegan now, right?
I just try to eat good.
Next time we see
I
Buck
try to
King,
eat good.
Yeah.
I stay sucker free. And I keep good people around me. I don't want to deal with people with bad energy. That's why when I see A King, it's love. When I see
Always.
it's love. That's the energy that you
don't understand. We've never seen A King frown.
That's not true.
My very goal in life.
And I've known him forever.
My raison d'etre, my reason for living is to make him have a tear one day.
Yo, we did that already.
No. I want.
We had Dr. Maya Pettiford.
I want.
But it's gonna be a tear joy.
I want two tears. I want 2 tears. I want 2 tears.
No, I think that's that's for you now.
All right. Buckwild with us. Internet's Buckwild with us on Talkitecture. We're not gonna hold your ears hostage, and Buck, we're not gonna hold you hostage in the seat because I know we kind of caught you on the hum. You breezing through.
Come on, man. It's all love. That's what make the world go round.
Good to
when
see
you're in
you,
Miami, the clouds just come and rain and the sun come out. Nobody know what's happening.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? I'm here to...
Brother, you looking fantastic, man. You got your fit on right. Man, listen, you making that P-Wing shirt fit you like man, I need to get me another P-Wing shirt because I gotta get 2 and cut mine open.
You gonna be all right, though. You and Just still got that bet, right?
No.
So you should have hollered at me, man, because I'd have been like, yo, I'd have called you every day. Yo, what's up, Dallas?
First of all, you know Just ain't giving up nothing.
When you put on social media, you making people know, like, yo, it'd be like Harlem Nights. Like, come on now, if you made that promise,
just to go into the basement and have his drones make some bandula piece. Be like, take this.
Just is a good dude. Yeah, and
just,
it's like
just
a lot of people don't know Just.
Just
like. But Just is really a good guy.
Yeah,
it's like
Just
they give him people try to give him a bad name, but it's like you got to really know who he is. Once he lets you into his circle,
oh no, listen. We've been in Just house. All right, once Just lets you into his house,
that's it.
You know, you family. Like you said, there's no titles here but family.
That's all it is, man. It's like titles. It breeds envy and it breeds a lot of other things. So when you have that, when you like, yo, you family, it's like...
What is that? What is that about titles? And Tidal as well.
It's ego.
And Tidal, the streaming service. like Tidal be making people tight. People be like, yo, why Elliot get all these interviews and why like, listen.
People want to be interviewed by Elliot. Come on now. I look at it like this, and I say this. It's a lane for everybody.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So you just got to find your lane, and it's like you just got to jump in your Rari, you got to jump in your Ford, you got to jump in your motherfucker. Whatever you driving, it's like you just got to coast. Because it's something for everybody. It's like we in a world now where the internet takes us, and, I look at this even with records. I could go upstairs and record a record today, go on live, and have all my people blasted. Imagine it's like I did a record today. It's like I called Just like, yo, put this clip on your story. Primo, put this clip on your story. Clark Kent, put this... And all your people, you get 10, 15 people to do that, you can sell 1,000 records in a day. Because soon as it hits that night, people going to be like, oh, I need to cop that.
Yep.
So if it hits 100,000 people, when you get less than 1%, that's 1,000.
You know how you sell 100,000 at night? Have somebody do a dance. Have somebody do it.
It's all cool. But that's what hip-hop is missing. Mm-hmm. It ain't no dancing no more. And it's like the young kids is dancing and they having fun while the old dudes is grumpy. They need to go watch Uncle Drew or
so let me ask you something.
For real.
I'm glad you said that. So the current wave is the Drake In My Feelings dance challenge, whatever, right? And I've seen, without saying names, a few I won't say old head rappers, a few aggressive rappers kind of like throwing that whole shit under the bus. For me, as a Brooklyn guy, I'm all for all of the hip-hop type of shit, but I'm also for the fun, especially when I see the kids having fun with hip-hop. What do we want our kids to do?
Right.
talk about,
Sell
they having
drugs.
fun.
Talking about
with
have
it.
the blicky with the blicky?
Yeah, they having fun. I see it.
Sticky
and I'm
with
like,
the blicky?
I'm like, yo,
But you gotta have kids to understand that.
no,
So
these dudes have kids.
But if you got kids, it's like then you're trying to make your kids grow in your own shadow.
I don't think they want to do that.
But I'm saying, but that's what it is because
Yeah.
when you look at it, and I was talking to one of my peoples and he was like, "Yo, we're very lucky to have kids that's growing up and not having to be aggressive,
Right.
Be the way we were when we grew up and what we had to go through,
Right.
Shit, if your kid is a nerd and it's like, and you grew up in the fucking worst part of the city, you like, yo, you know what? This is love.
Yep.
Yeah.
Live your life. Like, you're going to have a better shot because...
Well, this is what you worked for.
Yeah.
Because honestly, I mean, I was a nerd.
It is.
At heart, I was a nerd.
Dude, I felt I was that way too, dude.
You just had to navigate a lot of shit to get where you were going.
I tell you like this. I made it to all the 3 science schools without even trying coming up. I just took the test. I was like, okay, Bronx Science, Brooklyn Tech, Stuyvesant. All right, let me take the test.
Yeah.
And I remember my mom was like, yo, why do you want to go here when it's like you can go here? And I was like, I did it. So it's like I was blessed to be in school and be absent for a week and come and take the test and get 85, 90. So you look at it, it's like I had that with me. But the one thing for me is like I had the love for music. So music was always my main focus growing up. I didn't care about nothing else. I would be intrigued by some scientific shit.
Where'd you go to school? Where'd you go to school? Where'd you go to high school?
Print and graphic arts.
You went to graphic arts? You went to printing?
Yeah.
Stop playing.
Yep.
You went to printing?
Yeah. Everybody went to printing.
Shit.
So when you look at that's what I say, like, I was there with my man Gemini. Remember Gemini, the gifted one? With him. Like, all these dudes was there. But we wasn't, in high school, I didn't think about music. I was doing that shit when I was little. When I was, like, public school. So I'm DJing in public school. By the time I got to high school, I kind of was out of that phase. I was hanging with graffiti dudes. Because the graffiti shit, and then, I was like, wow, yo, this is crazy. So it's like I kind of sort of maybe had ADD. So when you get tired of one thing, you fuck with another thing. And sometimes with music now, that's what happens. When you get some shit, you're like, okay, cool. What can be better than this?
What was your tag?
Camp, K-A-M-P.
Okay.
So I'd be like, yo, you know what? I would rock with them. And it's like one day I remember hanging with Gemini and then we cut school. And it's like we went to, I think, my man Fat's crib. And it's like he had a DJ set. And it's like I started cutting. He's like, yo, you can DJ? I was like, yeah, I used to do this shit when I was little. He was like, wow. Then after we left school, then I linked right back up with him. It's like 94 when he had his deal with Mercury. And he's like, yo, I ain't know this was you. I was like, yeah. Funny shit is like the beat I gave him on his album is 2 beats that was up for like Mobb Deep's first album.
Dig it.
So imagine if those would have been on Mobb's album.
That's why you went to printing though.
Yeah.
Because that's where I used to hang out with the fools.
Oh, the Decepticons.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Printing was Cybertron.
They had
And if you lived in Brooklyn, everybody was on West 4th. West 4th was the central meeting ground.
They had nerds.
Printing had hella nerds.
You know what I mean? In the Decepticons.
Oh yeah.
Hell yeah. You gotta think, man, coming up, like you ever seen Clockers? When dude outside on the street hustling, but he got a train set in the house. You be surprised, like a lot of dudes who are super thugged out, like they got a nerdy side on the low. Like a lot of thugged out dudes are really very good musicians, but you never know. Like I heard Barry White was kind of thugged out. I don't know how true it is, but dude singing love songs and he's making Love Unlimited.
He got the voice for both worlds.
Shit, I can't imagine.
You
it's
got
like,
that package.
Hold on a second. Let me go put my bandana on.
Yeah.
But you never know. That's why I say, and it's like, from what I know with a lot of dudes who are street, they've always been some of the kindest dudes. And it's like in my encounter, even, like, I could say, like, even though, they say D from Rough Riders got a rep, but D has always been really cool with me. It's a couple of other guys, in my circle, it's like, I won't put it out there, but it's like, these guys are super kind.
Yeah.
If you ever met Joe is like, I've seen people meet Joe and they be like, man, Joe is like one of the nicest people I ever met.
Yo, I can't understand it. It's like, when I see Joe, he's so humble.
Joe is a really great guy. Joe's a funny guy. Like, if you could hang with Joe for a day, you would probably have a ball.
Yeah.
And it's like, no lie.
So you got to kind of like, fantasize like, man.
Nah, you just
so
gotta, if
what
you
pisses, what triggers him to turn into that guy? I mean, I don't want to see it, but I just imagine it has to be something.
You have to really do something to him. I think even right now, In this day, he's more super humble and happy because in this time, you got to think Joe's the oldest dude and had the biggest record last year, right?
Yeah.
The oldest dude, no young nigga. Joe came home, people counting him out, and came and knocked it out the park.
Yeah, because when he started doing that Market America shit, I was like,
people was like, it's over. And he
I was like, he must have took a bag. He must have took a bag from South America. Like, yo.
But I think it's probably just understanding what Market America is. I don't know it, so it's like, we tend to see something and we judge it. I'm learning to disconnect from that.
Yeah.
Like if I see something before I make an assumption, I kind of want to understand it first.
Well, the assumption.
that is our culture now. Anyhow, our culture now anyhow is an album came out. I'm gonna review it tonight.
Yeah.
Oh, it's an instant classic.
Right.
I don't think it's
everything, bro.
like Nas' album. People like, Nas' album sucks. I think he just went to get a whole new fan base. Is his rhymes dope? Yeah, I like his rhymes. Well, y'all always had a problem with Nas beats.
And he addressed
I don't like Nas beats. What's the last album you like? Illmatic. Oh, you stuck in the 90s. That's what it is. So it's artists got to evolve. That's how you get new fans. Nas has sold double platinum consecutively more than a lot of other artists. So if you ain't like his beats, there must have been 2 million other people who did like them.
Yeah. Right.
So you have to understand, like Nas saying the album for my Trapped in the 90s niggas.
Yeah, I'm not upset at the Nas album.
I'm not
upset about anything. To be honest with you, to me,
2018 has been on fire.
Completely.
Music in
Nas,
2018.
I'm going to say this. For Nas, I could listen to Nas. I collect Nas acapellas. So even if I don't like the beats, I like the rhymes. And it's like, I'm from a time where it's like we take the rhymes and make hooks out of them. So I like to get Nas quotes and make songs out of them. And I think sometimes like teaching some of the young dudes, you have to teach them how to make quotable records where it's like, y'all could take this and I could put it in the record. It's not a matter of making... Like they say, real hip-hop is making good hip-hop. Drake is doing what LL did. It's like, dudes was mad at LL. Every time when someone was eating, I think people who want the purist, they're kind of upset about it because they feel like, this is bad. Young niggas, Jay-Z need to start rapping. All right, if he stopped rapping, who's going to influence Rick Ross and the rest of them, the dudes that y'all like? Everybody has a part that they play.
And to be honest with you, man, Jay-Z and Beyonce, for adult contemporary
hip-hop,
adult contemporary music, past hip-hop at this point for Jay. And when I say past hip-hop, I mean he's squarely embedded in hip-hop. He's squarely an MC.
Not just hip-hop, but Jay is a cultural icon.
Absolutely. He is a black cultural icon, a black artistic cultural icon. And him and Beyonce together are doing like this is Marvin Gaye and Tammy Terrell.
But he's influenced how many other rappers and to go get a female singer who haven't get married. Same thing, Gucci came home. It maybe I can't say it influenced him, but when Gucci got married, it influenced a lot of other cats from the South to go and get married.
He certainly opens that door and makes it a viable option for people. He's always done that. He's always done it. I mean, I feel like him and Nas do that for older rappers. They make the art viable for these guys.
And it's funny because it's like a lot of cats who are out, it's like they don't mind giving you that, like, wow, you inspire me. And it's like Jay inspires a lot of people in a lot of different ways since Rockefeller days. And it's like, you have to understand, it's like, that's necessary. It's very necessary to be inspired as you see somebody and be like, wow, you're doing something great. We got to teach each other. You got to teach the old dudes, like, stop looking down at the young dudes. If they doing something wrong, just be cool with them. Like, you need to talk. Like, holler at me. I'm stuck right here, man. How could I get out? This is what you do, X, Y, Z. And you got to teach them to be like, you do need someone to always be inspired by.
Yeah.
And stop, like, let's do what the rock people do. Let's do what, the jazz people do. They don't burn their elders. Mm-hmm. Like, the first thing they do is be like, man, old head. You could say that, but it's like, and it's funny, but here's something where it's like the worst thing. We live in a time where it's like you getting sales for free because someone listens to your music. Mm-hmm. You didn't earn that platinum plaque. You got that plaque because somebody could sit there and they could put your song on repeat for a whole day.
Right.
So if you got 1,000 people putting your song on repeat, you didn't earn that sale.
Right.
Because people didn't take that hardcore.
They clicked that YouTube
clickbait.
link. Yeah.
Clickbait. It's not a matter of. So those who sell records, when you look at Adele, yo, I'm not putting my records on streams. Went platinum, then you put it on streams. It's different, and it's like you have to be able to differentiate if your music is worth something or if it's worthless. Coming up, I used to be like, yo, people listening to music, that shit is just worthless. It has nothing that's like, yo, you know what? It has no connection. So even when you look at Drake can sell records because it's a connection there with people. Everyone can't do that. The only people really selling records is Kendrick, Drake, and J. Cole. Everybody else is getting streams. Because if you follow things, you can follow Hits Daily Double. You go to Hits Daily Double, and it's like you look at like physical sales. It'd be a dude, I won't say no name, 5,000. Physical records. But the streams turn it up to 100,000. Well, guess what? That dude who got that, where it's like his streams is 100,000 that week, he's going to have to drop another album because he got to keep doing that to stay relevant because in this time, it's no connection with it. And it's like when you look at it, it's not many people who have a connection. It's like I think not everyone, it's a lot of people who kind of copy what someone else does. That's all cool, but you have to have a hero. And I think even when you look in the South, you could say the Migos might be heroes or something because even when you look at it, they have really, like how Gucci is very influential. And Migos is cut right from that. So if Gucci was that guy, Gucci would have, his thing would be like the Rockefeller of Atlanta because he had Waka Flocka, had Migos, had Young Thug. So if he had all of those artists, right, and all of these artists pop, he is really what you would want to call Jay-Z of Atlanta. If you want to say that. Not saying skill-wise, but because his brand would be popping. If he was home and didn't go to jail, he would be, he's the talent finding out there. So when you look at influence, that's what I say. Jay-Z influence, Gucci influence. There's certain people who influence.
You just said something I want to go back and key on, though. Streaming. So, I mean, are we in an age of disposable music?
A lot of music is disposable. Like a lot of the ones that we call real hip-hop.
It was trash music on CDs.
Yeah. It's the same thing. Ain't nothing changed but just the format.
But at least they was pressing up CDs, though.
But
at least they was pressing up physical CDs.
They still pressing up CDs. Word to your mans if he...
Where's my man's on 34th Street?
my man on 25th, right?
Yo, wait till my man's on 34th Street come with the jump drive.
Yeah,
I've been beating him in the head for years.
But that's a whole nother thing.
I've been telling them cats with the CDs like, nah, I'm like, yo, you ain't got on the jump drive, you ain't got on the flash drive. Oh, no, I'm good.
You gotta do flash drive and put the whole collection on.
Yeah, they gonna be like, nah, I got that flash drive, homie.
Niggas ain't go to barbershop.
I got a terabyte of flash drive. Here you go. I got my whole. I'm stuck.
And then it's nothing to mass produce.
Then I'm gonna be like, nah. I'm gonna be like, son.
No, you're right.
I'm be like, son. You take Cash App. I ain't got no cash on me. You take Cash App.
If he say yes,
everybody take Cash App.
If he say yes, you gotta give him that.
I'm jammed up. Yeah.
No.
I'm like, fam, you got Venmo? How do I get out of copping this dude shit? Yo, my man, you got Ethereum?
Yo, now that's when you gotta buy like 2 copies. Like, yo, fuck it.
You got to Bitcoin them and shit.
Yeah, that's
crazy. It's like you said, it's a format. It's
always gonna be good music and bad music.
I forgot where I heard it. I remember somebody was saying that the A&Rs. They were saying that the A&Rs were keeping the bad music from coming out back then.
Nah, bad music came out. Like I used to DJ. I used to get tons of terrible vinyl.
Ton of white label.
Like I used to have vinyl. I'd be like, all right, this is the good records, and this over here, these big 3. This is my trash.
And then also too, there has been successful trash artists.
Yes.
Well, here's
like artists that just happened to crack through the system with trash, but it became popular.
They didn't really feel it first. And Nelly could rap, but it's like when he had
I remember that.
He had what was his first record? Country Grammar, right?
Country Grammar, yeah.
Y'all remember I used to come home and I used to find the Universal boxes. I was like, yo, what is this they keep sending me? Because I didn't know what it was, so I would take it. It wasn't something I knew, so I would toss it to the side. And then it's like, I was like, I seen the video. I was like, yo, this is kind of dope. This is going to be a wave. Then I found out Cool was behind it. Mace. Then it's like, I went through, it was like Nelly. So I'm going through the trash vinyl, and I'm like, damn, 2 copies, 4 copies, 6 copies, 8. They believed in it enough where it's like, listen to this record. You have to listen to the records. We live in a time people don't listen to records. Back then, we didn't listen to records either. So you have to be able to have patience with your records and your artists. And right now, the artists aren't really even that great. So when people heard Nelly and they hear his catalog, they like, yo, damn, this dude could rap. Oh, he rapped with Freeway and them on that rock shit.
Well,
remember Rock the Mic?
Well,
Yeah.
if you look
And
at
he was Battle Karis 1.
Yeah.
Come on now.
Yeah.
You have to be able to see a different side of the music where you from. And it's like living in New York, we always been cocky. And right now, we in the shadows because the young dudes who are rapping don't understand what the LA dudes like Nipsey Hussle and Quincy White and YG and all these dudes are, where it's like they carrying the West Coast culture.
Yep.
Where's the New York culture? We only got
Wait a
a few.
minute. The New York culture is coming through a female. Cardi B.
Well, Cardi B, we rep for
Although
her.
she's taking a lot of influence
but here's when
from,
we got Dave
from the
East,
South.
Dave East, we got ASAP, we got a few.
Casanova.
Oh,
Casanova.
we got my man
But-
Mayhem.
But it's like on a high level.
Yes.
I think
Like
they're still
how-
trying to figure it out. I think
How many artists like the artist I name? It's like it's cats over here who are definitely bumping Nipsey Hussle and
Facts.
YG.
Yeah.
Yep.
How many artists are from New York are they bumping on the West Coast like that? And I'm not talking about on the underground level. I'm talking about on the mainstream level.
Mm-hmm.
In New York, we got spoiled, but we didn't teach this generation how to make records.
Mm-hmm.
So if we ain't teaching them how to make records, how could they carry the torch?
Mm-hmm.
Because they look in and it's like, oh man, you know what you're doing. It's like,
I gotta do
you can
that.
critique.
They got to do. They end up trying to do.
You're
other
trying to
styles.
emulate, but you're not like, okay, you making this cake, but maybe you putting too much sugar in it.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe it's too much flour, it's too much milk. Maybe you could use like a different,
Ew,
and-
they definitely putting too much sugar in this cake.
yeah, but it's like I don't. and here's another thing. Like when you look at it, I think another thing where it's like I could say, and it's like where they're mad at people like what's the cat with the colored hair?
6ix9ine.
Sugar in the cake.
Now hear me out. Now I just think even for them, it's like when I see kids and they go to clubs and jumping up and down, it just remind me of punk rock.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like it's all cool because even when you had Teen Spirit, like the rockers didn't understand, like, yo, what are these kids, Nirvana and this dude, Nirvana, you go to Nirvana show, that's all people doing is jumping up and down. And
Yep.
so I look at it like this, I'm about to be like, yo, well, this is really just punk rock rap.
Yeah.
So it ain't nothing wrong with it. You doing your thing, but you can't label them something and be like, oh, it's not what you do. So it's like, yo, what he doing is a little different.
Yeah.
Like you're doing your thing and you're getting a lot of money, but let's just give it your own brand. And that's cool that you're doing your thing instead of condemning them. Because it's like, even when you look at the like Nirvana and all them groups from there, they all had a way that they dressed and they expressed themselves.
Right.
So if they doing this, we can't really be like, oh, you know, Rainbow Bright, all these things you want to call them. Like, yo, just let them do their thing. If that's your costume, like Rick James had,
Yes.
like all these other cats, even Melly Mel and them,
Yes,
they
let them
had the
live. Let them
costume.
live. Let them live.
Let them live. We don't have to condemn them. You can embrace them more for what they doing. It's like, and you could teach them. It's like, and they can help them grow as the artists they want to be. If we do that, I think it makes even their music a little better because then they become more business minded in what they doing.
Yes.
Like, yo, young dude, it's like, yo, you don't need to do this. It's like, this is what's going to happen if you do this. He might go and do it and be like, damn, yo, you know exactly what you told me and came true. Yeah, you know, just if you holler at me, man, just here's my number, you know, ring me. Sometimes that's all you got to do. And it's like, that's what makes it better. And it's like, just separate what it is. Hip hop has grown so much, but the people who don't control it are just throwing all of these different genres in one and calling it hip hop.
Yeah.
And that's where the envy and stuff comes in. Because it's like a lot of cats ain't going to the clubs and hearing their records no more.
Right.
So when they not hearing their records, they not even understanding where they at. So when you don't understand where you at, sometimes it's like your first motive is just aggression. Oh, this shit is whack.
Right.
Oh, because you don't understand. You're not there, so it's like you have to be there and see the evolution to understand how it's going and where it's going. To me, 6ix9ine kind of remind me of like how Onyx and DMX was.
Yeah, absolutely.
With the aggression and how he raps. And it's like, if that's what it is, let him be. You don't have to sit there and, you know. To me, it's like, I just be like, yo, you know what, just take that shit over there.
Part of that is because of the evolution of what we now call social media in terms of critiquing shit. It's like anything that's front and center.
Hating?
Everybody, if you will.
Hating. And being able to kind of anonymously hate, too. Social media is really giving people a voice, but allowed them to remain anonymous,
Yes.
too.
And that's all cool. Because you had that back when we would call it whispers. You know what I'm saying? And people going to talk regardless. But now it's just a little more in front. And, you know, everybody want to be famous. But how you make them famous is when you give them the floor. If you entertain it. If you entertain them, you done gave them the floor. They want that response. So you just let them talk.
Shout out to the Twitter suite. Twitter's doing a sweep on the egg accounts.
Oh, really?
They're trying to get rid of all the
word?
Bondulu accounts.
Trying to get rid of all the bots and the Bondulu.
Yeah, all the Bondulu accounts.
Yeah,
Get rid of them motherfuckers.
He said the egg accounts. Man, you're going to have all of this, man. We just in a different time. You just got to know how to... You just got to know how to maneuver. It's like before the streets used to be the cool thing. Now the internet is the cool thing. Before it was cool to be a thug. Now it's cool to be a nerd.
Buck, what's next?
Your fellow
what's next?
resident Bronx
We got
guy.
some things. I'll come back when we're ready for next.
All right.
I'll do that for you.
All right.
Maybe we'll play some music.
Yeah,
That's a bet.
and I didn't want to like spoil it, but a few times when I came here over the last couple of weeks, they're like, "Yeah, Buck upstairs, he got this artist." I mean, I ain't gonna drop it because but I'll be in the know.
I'll be here Tuesday.
I'll be in the know. I'll be
back Tuesday.
I'll be in the know.
I ain't gonna front. It's like a lot of times I like this.
And I said, "Yo, Buck got an artist?"
Nah, it ain't
'Cause
an
I was
artist,
like,
but I'm
I was
doing-
like, if Buck fucking with somebody, that nigga must be nice because
Nah,
he don't
he's
fuck
dope.
with too much. Like, you know what I mean?
The only
You
thing I say is like I'm trying to get back in with my man Mayhem. I'm trying to make that Queens album that's reminiscent to what we know. You know what I'm saying? And it's like I think that a lane like that is missing because when I go out of town, it's like I hear the records from the 90s.
Yeah.
But I think you got to teach dudes how to make the records from the 90s.
You go to Atlanta, they playing big. Like,
They playing 50.
They playing Fifth J.
They're playing Mobb Deep.
Yeah.
And it's like, I'm the person like this. I want to know what they playing in the club. Oh, they don't play none of y'all new shit. They play the old shit.
Yeah.
And I don't get it. I'm like, if I'm an artist and it's like, if I have to make a stop in Atlanta and I'm going to a club and I hear my records, I'm like, yo. And I hear Biggie and I might hear some other stuff like, yo, something got to change.
You got to do.
I got to alter my plans and what I'm doing.
You got to do a boot up remix.
Shout out to T-Pain. You heard the T-Pain?
T-Pain. Shout out to T-Pain.
See, even dudes like him, they find their way back to where they got to get to. That's
Yeah.
the talent.
Yep.
And most artists, they got to figure like what's their niche, who they are.
Yeah.
You know, that's how you can last. But
And then still have that fearlessness to reinvent yourself. Still have that fearlessness to change up and tweak yourself a little bit. I mean, like you said, Joe has done that time and time
Pharaoh's
again.
done that.
Time and time again.
Pharaoh's still around doing shows like crazy. About to drop an album. I'm hearing the album is super crazy.
Yeah.
And it might not, and it's like you can't be scared to get new fans. And it's like people are always trying to cater to the fans that they got, that they scared to really come from behind the shadow and get new fans.
Yeah.
They scared to kind of do what the new thing is.
Right.
And not saying you got to do 808s and you don't have to do that, but you can do your own version of something.
Perfect example in what we're discussing is Royce the 5'9". Somebody who's battle tested in terms of, being a super lyrical guy.
Right.
Super duper.
Never really,
Right.
never really,
You left the duper out.
super duper, right? Never really following the trends, but he could get in there and jump in and out when he wanted to. And his last album, The Book of Ryan, proved that.
Yeah.
Even though it was conceptual, he still was dancing around with experimenting with flows and cadence
beats.
and the beats. And it's like, yo, that's what it's all about.
I actually liked it because it wasn't super lyrical.
Oh, it's still super lyrical.
Yeah,
It's not Royce super lyrical.
Similes, cadence.
But you know what it
He's
is?
pulled himself back. He's pulled himself back.
He's dumbed it down a little, but you got to be
Because
able
he's
to catch
telling-
what he's saying.
Right,
And if
right.
you could catch it, it's like you're like, yo, I believe that Royce is a dude. It's like everybody be wanting to battle. I just be like, all right, if you want to battle Joe Buttons and Royce. Just them dudes. And it's like if you want to go with somebody for some lyrics, go with them. Don't pick some of these other dudes. Bully them and force them into doing it. Let's see what happens. Because Royce is definitely a problem.
I always said there's a couple cats that you stay away from if you're a rapper. Royce is on there. Like Redman is on there. Shit.
Joe Button, Joel. Just say Slaughterhouse.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? To me, it's like
Crooked. Yeah.
Crooked is like when you look at it.
You don't mess with those guys.
And it's so many more because when you look at it, I think it's just a matter of the progression for these guys for making records that can be played in the place of a gathering. Like we had the tunnel. All our records was broke in the tunnel. Our records wasn't broke in the internet. And even with this generation, the records are played on the internet, but wherever the party is, it's kind of broke there.
Yeah.
So people don't really understand. Like, oh, they breaking records on the internet. Yeah, but a lot of these records are being played in the clubs because as soon as you get a record, y'all heard such and such play this record and the record went crazy. One dude might send that shit to 1,000 DJs like, yo, I played this last night and people went crazy. So now that makes 1,000 other DJs be like, yo, I got to play this. If 500 get a good response, they might send it to 1,000 also, and the same thing happens. So the records are being broken in the club, not just on the internet.
Right.
You just have to make records that can be enjoyed by people, and that's what I think it is.
Make good music at the end of the day.
Yeah.
So the formula is still the same, isn't it? Then
it's still the same. You got to make good music. You got to make a song that if you in the hood, a nigga could sing going to the corner store.
Mm-hmm.
What happened to that?
Kiki.
I can't wait to see. I can't wait to see A King do the shiggy dance.
You have to sing songs where it's like it represents where they from.
Mm-hmm.
If you're from a certain place, it's like, and you got your own problems going on. We know with certain records that we identify with when we was hanging. And whatever your thing is you're going to do is records that you want to play. But right now, it's like every dude who rap is making songs for girls. They figure that's the key. If I make a record
hold on a second. We was always vibing.
We wasn't always making songs for girls.
Not making songs for girls or making songs.
LL did it.
LL did it.
Okay.
That's what I mean. LL did it. Hold on.
We had a person for that. We had LL.
Yes.
And it's like no one else was like, yo, I'm gonna make songs for girls until later on in like 2000 something.
But perfect example is Mobb Deep, the remix with Lil' Kim. They didn't necessarily make a record for women,
girls. They put the hottest girl
on there, which drew attention from other women. So
Super Lover C, Casanova Rudd. I feel like while they didn't make songs for girls, they made songs for you to dance. You know, which also brought the girls out.
yeah,
I mean, to me, it's like you can't ever discount women and their participation.
I think this. I look and I see the kids when you go to their parties. I'm like, yo, do they like to hop on some ass during the night? Or they just like to jump up and down?
No one dances with chicks. You are a resident young dude.
but he Caribbean though.
on.
He
He's Caribbean, so he already know that.
All right. So I mean, but you Millie rock when you at the party, you Millie rock.
I don't go to them type of parties.
You go to the dub party.
He's an outlier. He's an outlier. He's an outlier for a young
Dub
dude.
plate.
Nah, young dudes out here is Millie rocking and doing real aggressive dances.
But you know what? But I'm gonna tell you what's gonna change it. They have to see it, and it's like to me, it's like in my mind, I see a blueprint on how to change everything. Because it's like I believe with doing music, you have to kind of be like a scientist, because all the people who are in power, they don't know. And I've known this for eons. Because if they knew the problems that's going on in music, they wouldn't exist right now. It'd be simple. Y'all can just get an artist and do this. Oh, this is what you need to do right here. When you keep doing this is what's going to happen.
Yeah.
Yo, just do a record for the radio. Just do a record for the girls. Every dude who's rapping, except for Casanova, is making a record for the girls.
Even he made he got the Left Right record, which is hardcore, but that's the one with Chris Brown, right? That's an attempt to be rugged.
But his record that made it, punch you in your face.
Oh yeah.
And hard. I see more girls on the internet doing that shit.
But he's making an attempt to say, all right, you know what? I could do the aggressive. Let me make an aggressive.
But
girl
I tell you
record.
one thing. That's one dude I would love to work with because I see a lane on what he could do, and it's just a matter like, yo, dude, you can make you Casanova, you can make anthems. You
listen, he's family. He's connected to us.
Yes.
Just Dave. Listen, Just Dave. The call is going out.
It's not hard. Like you looking at, I like this album. I was like, yo, you know what? But I think our album was overshadowed by something else that came out. What came out that weekend?
Well,
Drake came out.
No. Yeah.
He was in the middle of the Kanye hype.
rollout.
Yeah.
In the middle of the Drake thing.
Yeah.
So I don't know if he got lost in there.
Well,
I listened to his album in the gym. That's why I was like,
there was too much noise.
Listen.
Between all them Kanye rollouts, the Jay-Z, Beyonce
Are they
rollout.
still playing the
that-
Kanye rollouts? Or did that Drake kill that?
Drake basically killed everything right now.
Yeah.
And his sales went up.
Drake killed everything right now. Everything has been
Drake's or
silenced.
Kanye?
Yeah, this week his sales is the first week was 140. This week is 340. So he's trending upward. Usually, and that's you remember
That Kiki record is doing it for him.
You remember Nelly? You mentioned Nelly,
And the internets.
I remember Funk Flex.
The internets is doing it for him. That
easily.
internet's dance craze. This is like planking. This is like aggressive planking.
But you got to think it's not anything where it's like, in my opinion, it's not anything like a trend. When people hear something they gravitate to, like if you're from a town, it's like you hear Black Sheep, pick it up. If this was during the time during the internet and Black Sheep came out and that was the one part,
they would have won.
That would have been the one thing everybody on the internet would have been doing. It would have been different things. Yeah. So even if you didn't have the internet, when you got this Kiki record, I think that would have been the one even if you didn't have it. Because it's just catchy. It's the one thing that you remember.
It's the shortest song on the album. You know what I'm saying? It's the shortest record on the album, and people just ease their way into it. But yeah, he got lost in that. But he that same weekend he got on Flatbush and Dosha. They had the Billboard, the commission for his album, and him and the homies they went to the rooftop and climbed up on the Billboard, and they were screaming out, "Commission installed," beating their chest, and I was like, damn, hip hop. That's dope. That's hip hop. That's the shit that you heard happen in the 90s in those wild stories. Like, yo, these dudes climbed up on their own billboard in the middle of the heart of Flatbush, Brooklyn.
Right. It's called commissary. Yeah.
I don't think we support our artists a lot like we used to either. We definitely not supporting dudes a lot, like waving the banner. It's like, even when you look at it, New York used to have a Queens sound. We used to have a Brooklyn sound, a Bronx sound, and an Uptown sound, and then Wu came with a Staten Island sound. Because it's like right now, it's not enough creativity. And I noticed this. I used to say this when in the Jay-Z days when Jay-Z was winning, it was always like someone like, all right, I need to do like what Hov is doing. Then it was like when the G-Unit shit, I need to do what G-Unit is doing.
I gotta be honest with you, nobody. I feel like 50 broke that mold for New York artists. No one could duplicate what 50 was doing and how he really bullied and brodied the game at that point. No one could duplicate that.
He didn't have that cosign from, whoever. 50 had people. And it's like 50, they would go from town to town of the Chitlin circuit, and they was reaching to the people. In New York, it's like, and plus, it's like, not to mention, he knows how to make records.
Yes.
When you know how to make records, and it's like you making records for people, he was taking other people's instrumentals and making hotter records.
Crazy.
The LL record.
Yo,
and when you
tapes,
look at it,
bro.
this is what I mean. And the one thing that we do have that's definitely missing, we have the people who are like, no, you need to quit rapping. People are very scared to tell a person the truth. That opinionated factor is so gone because they feel like, if it doesn't work, and it's like, if I tell them it's not really hot and it blows up, then I feel, no, it's like everything's like, in my opinion, I don't really think this. It was your opinion, so if it blows up, be like, look, that was just my opinion. But if you know, like, you can hear a person like, yeah, it's not going to work. We co-sign everything just because we feel like in New York, like, oh, man, if it blows, at least
people want to be attached to it.
Yeah, you want that attachment. You want to be cool. It's the cool factor. You don't have the factor where it's like, we don't have the dudes like, yo, I'm the best dude in New York right now. And it's like, when I drop my record, we don't have that anymore. Everything that made New York what it was, it's like, it's abandoned. It's like, right now, New York kind of sounds like Atlanta.
I was just about to say that.
Atlanta, like, my family from Atlanta, it's like, when I go to Atlanta, it's like, it's not direct, but it's like, when I hear other people, it's like subliminal things. And I just wish, I would just wish that the people who hear recording could really hear it.
Mm-hmm.
But the only thing we could do, like I say, we have to take the powers that be, and it's like, the powers that be is those who made records that were big records, like even myself, Justin, other people, and be like, yo, let's just get some artists, and it's like, let's give the DJs a playlist.
Mm-hmm.
So if you got 30 records you could play in the club that all come out at the same time, and you could keep flooding this, now guess what? Only thing you need to do is you take the Lord Tariq Peter Guns thing, where it's like, all right, when this record come on in the club, people who ain't here, because people are also controlled by what they see and hear. If they play my record in the club and all the girls go crazy, guess what? And not twerking, but even on some two-step shit, dudes, they first reaction to be like, oh shit, girls, let me go get up on that. Let me go have fun. They took away the element of fun, and people don't know how to do anything anymore. So it's like, right now, we got to program them how to have fun again. You drop the records in the tunnel, people just go to tunnel and dance. Right now, speed, people just go to speed and dance. Like, those days is done because they look at the young kids and they like, all right, what do we do? You let them do them. It's like, you go do what you do.
It's a law firm. It's a first aid store. It's a print shop. We're doing graphics on T-shirts. Jenkins and Jenkins. Follow us on PayPal at Jenkins. And no, that's not our PayPal. No. Call us, 1-800 223-9797.
How do we want to consume music now? How do we want to enjoy music? Do we want to enjoy music? When I saw Drake doing the
I think it's only industry people who don't like it.
Right.
People who want to be hardcore.
Oh, want to be him.
Right.
When I see him having fun, sold out concerts, doing the shit, he's having fun with his own fucking record. That's what you want an artist to do.
But you look at it like
Challenge,
Jay, like I said, this Jay and Drake is like the same thing. People don't want Drake to rhyme, and people don't want Jay-Z to rhyme. Every time when you reach a level of success, they think you should just quit. If guys who are winning,
But
who
how
are
do you-
leveling the blueprint, quit.
But that's the minority because these dudes are breaking sales, streaming records.
Yeah, that's
so
true.
somebody's
look at all
liking
the
this
dudes
shit.
who hate J. Cole.
Yeah.
It's tons of young dudes who hate J. Cole.
And he's the
but,
fifth highest
but
selling
J. Cole
artist.
is selling physical units.
Yes.
And that's why I said it's the difference
I think
between...
he's number 5 this year so far, the 5th highest selling
Selling
artist.
physical units and selling out shows.
Yep, stadiums.
with no features.
Yes.
Stadiums.
No, like, oh, I need Rick Ross
With a
on my
concept
shit. I
album
need
at
to
that.
get-
Right.
Concept.
With a concept album.
With the message.
Yes.
What I was saying, what I was thinking when you were talking, is like,
Internet. That's Girl Joy right there. That's Joy the Great.
I don't walk
DMs.
in.
Yeah.
I'm in the building.
DM Queen.
DM Queen. I was thinking, Mims. Mims is a New York artist, but
Yes.
he broke in Atlanta in strip clubs
Yep.
because that's the wave that he had to ride. We don't support our local talent, and I wouldn't.
No, and
I wouldn't necessarily.
I know for a fact too with that it was a well-known DJ up here that knew this guy but wouldn't support the record until Miami and down south. When he
Exactly.
saw that because of the competitive New York was still in that weird like what are we doing here with
That's
this
what's
music?
so messed
It
up
took
because-
it took down south DJs to say, "Yo, this is you need to fuck with this." But this is y'all
But
y'all
people-
dudes.
Exactly,
people-
and that's
that always
that's the part
happens.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
50 kind of broke out of town, too.
Yeah.
When you look at it, like, a lot of DJs wasn't fucking with him because they were scared.
Politics.
because They
Right.
had the allegiance to the people was beefing with.
Right.
That's why they took it on the road. And it's like,
But
you know, doing the mixtapes, you getting right to the people. That's like hand in hand. So it's like, after a while, you had no choice. Like, with Clue and Flex, when they playing the freestyles on the radio, after that, it's like, it's done already. Y'all already in.
Yeah, but I-
the will of the people spoke.
But I, on some other shit though, I do credit that, thankfully, to Jimmy, not even Jimmy, to Eminem and Dre, because once you get that,
No, but it's like this
It's
was
like-
happening, but you got to understand this was happening before that. That's what made them be like, "Yo, who's this guy?"
Yes.
yeah,
Yo, he
Yes.
was the hottest thing out. I remember I was in.
they were scared of him.
Let me tell you something. I was in LA working with Babyface, and Andre Harrell was like, "Yo, you know, Bobby tells me you know music, like you this rap guru, you know what's hot." He's like, "Yo, if you could sign a dude right now, who you would sign?" I said, 50 Cent. He said, "Yo, you gonna tell me that 50 Cent will be bigger than Jadakiss and Jay-Z?" Dude, you're not in New York right now. You're not with the people. It's like, I believe it like this. If you go to the jungle, and that's where the natives are, the people, you know what people like and they don't like. And it's like, they don't understand that. Sometimes it's people who are in New York who's like, yo, you know what? I don't really like trap music. And it's like, there's a lot of people that fuck with the boom bap 90s type 50, Dipset, Diplomat shit, all of that stuff. So to them, a lot of young people are fucking with hip hop that's cut off after 2005, before 2005. That's their cutoff point. But if you could give them some good records, then what happens is it opens those doors again.
Yeah.
And what happens, the powers that be, the people who are up just looking like, hey, in black and white, the Instagram streams and this stream, they don't know, and it's always been like this. The people who look at black and white, they don't know music. If you tried to tell them, like, yo, get a record. Oh, this record is dope because it sounds just like this artist. You just got, like Jay-Z say, rappers don't take pictures, they just trace me. So right now, most of these dudes is outlining Migos and whoever else is popping, and they figure they gonna win. And we got a lot of New York artists that do that. But when you get that one dude who's probably sitting on the corner like, man, I don't want to do this shit. You ain't making no money with this shit. He might be the dude who come and sell 800 in 3 days like 50 did. You need that. It's that dude is out there somewhere. Trust me, because it's like, it's talent will always rise to the top.
Absolutely.
And you have to make it where it's like, even making beats, it's like so easy to make beats. Like, yo, you can get a Fruity Loop template. Bow, yo, you pull up the 808 template with the trap kit, and it's right there. And it's like you do your little boom, 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 whatever, how, you know, the trap beats go, the melody, and you got a beat. It's not where it's like, you know, it's not too many records to stand the test of time. Even lately, it's more few than far. Before it was a lot more because you would put your soul into what it was. And it's like, I just believe like, yo, well, how many records we got that's really going right now that's going to be in another 10 years? Will it just be like a lot of Atlanta artists?
Is that a function of production then?
Yeah, it's a form of production because you got to teach people how to make the record, not just making beats. Just because you make a beat, don't make you a producer. You know, it's like that's why I say it. The people is like where you credit the most. Like I say, that's why I even look at a dude like Pharrell. Pharrell didn't need Jay-Z in his career. I think Jay came after the Mystical record. Timbaland, he already had. It's difficult to really be like, yo, you know, oh, Jay fucking with you, so I need to fuck with you.
Yeah.
It's hard. It's harder to do it that way. And Pharrell had Super Thug.
Timbaland had
Super Thug was way left field. Broke the sound barrier. Not even broke the sound barrier, but just it decimated it. Like it wasn't nothing out like that. We don't have those times like that. Where it's like Nori was like, yo, I remember Nori like, yo, you got to hear my new single. It's like, yo, this is crazy. This is some real rock shit.
Pharrell had Rump Shaker.
Yeah, we could say that he had Rum Shaker, but I'm saying like being the guy to be like, yo, I'm gonna break the sound barrier. Swiss came, broke the sound barrier. It's difficult to do that nowadays.
You did it too.
We all have it.
I mean,
like even with Rob record, it's like that was in the middle of the Swiss era.
Dude, that record is
Still.
I think you have to put that in the top 20
but
rap anthems of
two
all
records
times.
at that time. I Love You, which is Faith record, and Rob record was about 6-7 months apart. And it's like to still both stand the test of time this day and the time when it was all simped out when everyone was trying to be Swiss. Like, yo, we have that where it's like, damn, Swiss Joe, you killing it. Yo, I need to eat. I need something. It's not a battle. And it's like, when Swiss come to you and be like, oh, yo, that record is hard, you know, like, okay, touche. It made you feel something.
I remember when I had the little energy, like I don't say energy, but had the vibe to do production. I never did production, but there was a quick moment when Timbaland and Swiss was in their bag, and I would go to Guitar Center, and they would have the the fucking Trinity keyboard,
Triton
and the Triton, and then I used to be playing around with both, and I'm like, the Trinity is trash. The Triton got all that Timbaland shit, weird sounds and shit. But then I was like, nah, that's not for me.
Yo, but looking at it, like I say, Swiss took what, and people were mad at Swiss too. Let's keep it 100. There was a lot of people mad at Swiss because Swiss was all over with everything, every car coming by.
I want to ask you a question, because I want to interrupt you real quick. I don't like interrupting, but I got to interrupt you because you're talking about Swiss and a lot of New York stuff. How important was Funk Flex in that era?
Well, not just say Funk Flex, it's the whole ton. Funk Flex, Big Cap, Cypher Sounds, they whole team.
Right.
DJ Enough, Hot 97 played a big part because when you look at it, we ran it because we didn't care what was going on outside of New York. And that's what made New York pop. Right now, New Yorkers care what goes on out of town. When you start worrying about what's going on over there, and that's what the LA niggas did. They say, yo, you know what? Fuck that.
But hold on for a second. No, they're making good music. I think you didn't have to worry about what was going on because next door to you, right in your neighborhood was somebody making something that was challenging, that was exciting to you. That was, I get it. You've got to be global.
New York people are arrogant. We arrogant by nature. We're not arrogant no more. We just like, oh, we got to do this.
Nah, you know why? Because we run around in open toe sandals. Dirty socks on.
It has nothing to do with that. It's the arrogance is gone because it's like people. We don't have that, like, I gotta crush this. It's like that competitive spirit. Like, you on the court and you playing ball. But if you play ball, you on the playground, you're like, yo, you know what? Oh, who this new dude? I'm gonna serve him. But and if he end up serving you, you're like, yo, wait till I come back tomorrow.
But see, when you do that now, it becomes a sensitive issue because a lot of rappers are sensitive. They don't know how to deal with competition versus, yo, you trying to come at me? Like,
But it's not coming at it.
We're arrogant followers. We're arrogant followers because we're the best. Because if you talk to any New Yorker, we're still the best.
But we can't be the best if we ain't putting up the numbers.
But we're not, and we're not putting out the talent. Because if you listen to what we're listening to, these mainstream New York rappers are all just following the wave. Nobody is breaking.
What's a mainstream New York rapper to you?
I'm not doing that.
No, of course you can do it.
I'm not doing that.
This is what these mics are for.
Do it.
We're not. You have.
All right, turn the mic off real quick because I want to hear.
No, but what I'm saying, like, who do we have out right now?
Cardi B.
And that's
But Cardi
that's
B,
what
and
we
I'm
have.
gonna tell you, like,
And that's and
but
she sounds like Migos.
But not just that. It's like she has.
Well, who's writing that
she
stuff?
has a different style of different people.
She actually Cardi B.
but
Cardi B made Migos pop. In my opinion, I don't fuck with Migos.
Hold up.
But what she did is
Cardi B made Migos sound ill.
What she did was
A Boogie
she made good music.
from the Bronx. A Boogie.
She made good music. She made good
Cardi
music.
puts out good
She
music.
made
Right.
good pop music.
He has dope melodies.
Yes.
Makes good music.
That's not
So
New
we,
York.
That is New Ja Rule's from Queens.
but you know what? But Ja Rule was aggressive. So even when you hear Ja Rule's voice, it's aggressive, not smooth.
Ja Rule was aggressive even when he was singing a song with Ashanti.
What would I be without my
Right. but you gotta also think.
Yo,
Ja
Jordan Gray, you
Rule-
just sound like Ja Rule.
I did that.
Where did you bring that bass
I
from?
be studying.
Okay,
You know.
you brought that bass from the bottom. You
But
brought
that's
that
what I'm
bass from
saying.
your,
Like even for
from your
A Boogie,
Converse.
he plays his part.
Yes.
So what you need is other people to put
Play their
aside
part.
next to that.
Exactly.
So when you're looking at hip hop, you have to assemble like the New York team. Like we had Mobb Deep, we had Nas, we had Raekwon, we had Tribe Called Quest, we had De La Soul, we had
So
so
much
many
variety.
different
We had
people,
so
so
much.
many facets, like a diamond.
Yes.
Right now, everything is just a flat surface.
Yes.
So you got to be like, people be like, damn, I don't want to sound like him. It was taboo to be like, damn, I want to make a record like.
Oh, it was
Nowadays,
absolutely taboo.
Absolutely.
I get kids who be like, yo, what was the game sample? I want to use the same beat. Dude, Fab just rhymed on it, which makes game streams go back up.
Mm-hmm.
So I'd be like, all right, cool. Joe record my lifestyle. So many people try to do. Every time a person does lifestyle over, the streams go up again crazy.
Right.
So I just be like, yo, until you guys get it right. Like French and them sampled the Stress record, didn't pay for it, but the Stress sales, it went up.
Invoices? You got lawyers?
Hey man, it's hip hop. We all
Jenkins
sample.
and Jenkins.
You know,
Jenkins.
it's what Harry does. Harry just sampled Party Groove for Remy and them. Didn't clear it. When I heard it, I could tell what it is.
Who?
Harry Fraud.
Oh.
You see, as an artist, and it's like like this is no disrespect to him because he's
Yeah.
making good music.
Right.
I can tell he took the Laws of the Underground sample from Laws of the Underground the way it sounds. It's not completely on beat. I could tell he took the Soul Clap, the Party Groove record from Party Groove because the original doesn't have that hi hat in it, and you can if you put it through something where it's like the frequencies, you can see exactly the same. I could tell he took my record from what it was because it's like you hear the other sounds that I have in it.
Yeah.
And it's all cool. It's like, yo, no one's mad at him. Like, yo, this is what you do. It's all cool. So it's not a thing where it's like, what gets it is like you try to find the original samples and you only got half of what's there. So when you have half of what's there, it's like, okay, if a kid went and said, yo, you know what, I'm going to redo the French Montana record, the Jungle record with Pharrell. He'll listen and be like, yo, it's something missing. It's not there. You put 2 samples there, but it sounds like it's about 3 more missing.
Would he even know that something is missing? Would he even know that something's missing?
I found out on the internet. Because the internet told me, like, yo, he sampled this. You can tell. You don't hear all the sounds in there. But the corporate people, they can't tell. You know, but it's like, all right, cool, it's whatever, but I know what it is. Sometimes you get away with it, and it's like some people come after you, but then sometimes some people not.
Yeah.
You're not going to go after them and be like, yo, you know what, it's a blessing. It's like, yo, it's not in malice. So if it's not in malice, you're not out here maliciously talking bad about people. Let him eat. Let him do what he got to do. And it's like it just inspires another generation. But when you do that, like the internet, they know.
Yeah.
Because it's a website that has it right there. And they know, like, this is where you took this from, and you can't say that you didn't.
Dig it.
You know?
Imitation is the highest form of flattery.
Yeah.
And Jenkins is also World Wide Web without a website.
But you know what? It's all cool because,
What
like,
do you
I look at it like this. Well, shit, if this is what you want to do, I can make this all day. And if I want to be like, yo, I can make sample packs, I can make shit for you to sample, then you got to just clear it anyway. Yo, let me give you some shit to sample. Because you'll take this and you'll make it something else.
Right.
It's all intellectual property. Because it's like, you wouldn't have done that if my record didn't exist.
Well, I mean, it is your record.
Yeah, it is. By putting those mixers together, it's like, I could say, no one could say, you're like, yo, I patented bread. Everybody makes bread the same way. It may be a little off, but it's the same thing. So it's like, intellectually, it's like, you can't say, oh, you would have thought I went going to get this and put it together. No.
Right.
You got that idea because it's like the Stress record. You picked up the vinyl and you're like, oh, this is what it is. It's all cool. You know what I'm saying? Laws of the Underground, Mr. Funky.
Yeah.
You heard that? It's like, you can't tell me that you went digging for that. And it's like, nah, you know, I don't believe it, but it's like, you know, you could say it, but are we mad at you? I'm not, because it's like, hey, you doing your thing, and it's like you here, and it's like you looking out for a lot of New York artists, so hey, rock out, do your thing. You know, met Harry's a really cool guy. You know, what he's doing him. It's like, let him do him, let him eat. If that's how he's gonna eat, yo, I'm not mad, I'm still doing my thing, so it don't matter. You know, some people might not feel that way. You know, you feel that way, yo, go talk to him, see who he is as a person.
Yeah.
You see who he is as a person, you might be like, damn, what I'm mad at him for? Very good guy.
Dig it. All right. So there you have it. I mean, internet. We just got blessed.
Yeah, I was here. I stepped in for a second.
I see my man just hopping through, and I was like, wait a minute.
It's her fault because
That's
you
Buck.
waiting on her.
Yeah.
That's my fault.
It's Buck.
Welcome.
It's
Just
my
stay
man
here for a
Buck
second.
right there. Buck. Thank you for the time, brother. And
It's all cool.
You look fantastic, man.
Thank you, man.
I'm excited, man. I'm excited whenever I see you, man, because I realize, man, like, you got so much life to go.
More life, man. That's what we here for.
All right. So
Like I said, you got to stay sucker free.
dig
If you
that.
stay sucker free, you stay stress free.
Absolutely.
Dig that.
You know what I'm
Sucker
saying?
free.
Dig
Sucker
that.
free, man, because it's always somebody. I always believe this. It's like when you see people, if they want to talk about somebody else, they going to talk about you when you're going too.
man.
Dig that.
So
dig
you
that.
be like,
Shout
yo,
out.
you know what? It's all cool, but you just kind of weave your way away from them.
Dig that.
You try to be around more people who are, you know.
You just got to be sometimes like, I'm going this away.
Yeah. But I understand why people keep a lot of people out their circle.
Yes.
As you should.
As you should, but you can still be open to people, but you just got to know, like,
There's a
my
reason
man
for that.
Shosei, he's like, yo, you know, everyone's cool, but you got to see what folder to put them in.
Dig
My
that.
mother used to tell me that. Like,
See what folder to put them in.
right,
It's like,
friends
it's
are
not
cool,
wrong.
but you got to know what shelf that they're on.
Yeah, it's like, it's all cool.
You know what?
Like, everybody
my
ain't your
loose
friend.
leaf binder is full. I'm not adding.
Nah,
no more pages
but you
to
know
this
what's
shit.
funny? Like, the people who you may have like that, sometimes you could do business with. It may be other things.
Yeah.
Right.
But it may be something that you like about them, but it's always... you're not going to find a person that's like, you love everything about them.
Absolutely.
So you know how to deal with people. And it's like, you just be like, all right, cool. You know what? I could deal with you from 1 to 3.
Yeah. I
When
see
I'm
Then you
going
got
to
people
the
you be
club.
like, I could deal with you at 1. And that's high and by. And those be the people be like, yo, let me holler at you. All right, you know, I don't really give up my number. Or it's like, and you don't want to deal with everybody. It's like, you might be like, nah, you know, holler at me on the DM.
But for our listeners, I want to make sure that they catch the IG page right, because I mean, listen, not just as a producer, but also as a fashion icon. I've seen you do some things lately, and I'm just like, wow, like, man, those looks that you put together.
It's
Like,
hip hop, dogs. When you hip hop, it's like hip hop. Fashion is hip hop. When you come back, it's like how you have your own style. That's what it is. I don't care. It's like, you know, if you want to wear poncho, even Amigos, they got their own shit.
you know
but
what I'm
it's-
talking? I'm talking about that Snow Beach poncho with them
Yeah.
40s. That's one of my. I think I
But that's the
screen
competitive-
capped and I saved that. I look at that shit from time to
But
time and be like,
that's-
oh,
but
I gotta
that's-
do that.
That's what but in hip hop, that's what we do. When you look at it, it's like you be like, damn, yo, you rocking that shit. Wait till I get this shit here, and it's like it ain't a battle. It's the competitiveness, but you admiring something somebody did. Right now, people will be like,
Using
oh,
it as
I like what you
inspiration.
did, and it's like
Using
I'm
it as
gonna zero out
inspiration,
to-
straight
Yeah.
inspiration,
But
straight
that's what it
inspiration.
is. Fashion, you know, dancing, graffiti. It's so that's why people be like, yo, the key is like, yo, what if you saying it ain't hip hop? Break dancing is hip hop. Being in a park jam dancing, that's hip hop. So why is it all of a sudden has restricted? Yo, it's hip hop, but not for Drake, because you know we gotta. Nah, it is what it is. Force MDs, they sung love songs, but they was doing, you know, hip hop.
But they had one of their members had a tooth knocked out. So
Yeah,
that was
they-
definitely hip hop.
They sung, but you know what they record was? The people is like, you want to say it ain't what the
What? Forgive Me,
traditional
Girl.
hip-hop? Forgive Me, Girl. So it's
Oh,
like
that was the jam.
LL had I Need Love, but you
Yeah.
won't see. But this is why I say a lot of these people who are
Jingle
these
bells.
new quote unquote hip hop purists, do your homework on what hip hop is, because these slow jams been here since Big Daddy Kane, one of the most fucking rawest MCs. You know what I'm saying? He made a slow
Still
jam.
a smooth operator.
But that's what I'm saying. Like, these purists, that's why when they be, like, they hit me up, yo, you know, you gotta do that real hip-hop. Dude, you don't know what real hip-hop is.
Right.
Forgive Me Girl is one of the biggest hip-hop. These records are the records that blew the doors open for people to come and be able to do what they did. Not just, I need a beat, but I need love.
Yes, indeed.
So
Yes, indeed.
I just think like, yo, matter of fact, you know what? I'm gonna start making a school. I'm gonna teach niggas what hip hop is. I'm gonna have a hip hop class.
Bet.
You need that, man.
Need that.
Bet.
For real, for
Bet.
real.
We got to pay tuition for that.
Oh yeah, you definitely do because knowledge, all information ain't free.
That's fact.
You know what I'm saying? You can get a taste, but if you want to know the blueprints, niggas ain't gonna be like, yo, here's a blueprint to build a building. Go make your building. Be like, yo, I'll teach you how to make a blueprint, but you make your own.
And speaking of blueprints, in a sense, whenever we talk about blueprints, we must first talk about the master plan. All right, thinking of a master plan, that's what blueprints are made from. And Buck, you definitely got your hands on the master plan.
Yep.
Yeah, no doubt. But even let's think. Let's go back to my man Reggie. A lot of people wouldn't be doing podcasts when remember he was sitting in his office. You know what I'm saying? One of the first the originators. If he wasn't doing it, a lot of these famous podcasts.
Let's. So you got just for perspective. You got to acknowledge Peter Rosenberg and Cypher Sounds because they were already doing podcasts, right?
Since when?
Juan Epstein.
Since when?
Since
what year?
2010.
2010. Oh, yeah.
A little bit before, and it's
Wait a minute,
the real.
Wait a minute. They never heard. Y'all never heard of the Internet Show in 2008? It had 12 episodes, produced by Dallas Penn. Where we broke music by Rock Marciano and the Outdoorsmen and Das Racers.
That was in 2000. Who you talking about?
2008. Dallas Penn, the Internet Show.
No.
Yeah, go. You can find it on DallasPenn.com.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So Dallas Penn. I mean,
but even looking like like Reg, Jack, he hit issues on a different level than how everyone else does it. People might have had it, but it's like the way people doing podcasts, like his is definitely the blueprint.
For sure.
You know when you look at it, like
the master plan, Buck. All these other niggas is blueprints. All these other niggas is the copies off of that. Yes, indeed. Yes,
tracing
indeed.
paper.
Yes, indeed. Yes,
It's the
indeed.
difference between a person who's a blueprint and a person who's tracing paper.
There you go.
You know what I'm saying? You gotta understand it. You know what I'm saying?
I dig that.
The
I dig
original and
that.
the print. You know what
they
I'm
trace
saying?
in paper, and they you know how you trace, and then you put the you had the black crayon to do the high. They going hard with the highlight, the outline and shit, and
They're not even coloring in the lines. They're not even coloring in the
But you're not
box
supposed to
properly.
scribbly with it. They too.
You
You're not
supposed to color.
in the line. You're supposed to color outside the line.
You're supposed to color in the box properly.
Shade. You supposed to shade it.
Oh man, listen, we're gonna be here debating crayons. Oh, but like I said, I don't want to hold you hostage here, but I thank you. I thank you for
That's
this
all
time,
love, man.
You know,
The universe did it.
Yes,
You know what I'm
indeed.
saying?
Yes,
That's what I used to
indeed.
say.
Always.
Like that's how I
Always.
see everything now. It's all just universal laws. And make
Governs
it happen.
everything.
Yeah.
Facts.
Even sometimes, like I say, like you always see the people that you meet, you never know when they're gonna come back around.
Dig that.
Like even sometimes, like even having a good relationship with him, I met him from F,
Dig.
and I might see him more than I see F.
Dig.
So you look at it, but it's always love, and it's like
Relationships is everything in the music industry. If you don't have them, what you here for?
And your reputation.
Yeah.
Your reputation. A lady from East West told me this. Your reputation supersedes who you are before you even get there.
That's life.
Well, that's right. Your
It's
reputation
a life thing
precedes you.
because I walked in she introduced me to Merlin Bob, who's the president of the label, and I was like, and she gave me an earful. Sister definitely gave me an earful. I was like, yo, you know what? Each one teach one. I could no matter who you meet, always act like you're happy to meet them because it's like you never know who they are, where they're gonna be.
Yeah.
Janitor, CEO.
Yeah, janitor, CEO. I was a person who used to be in the studios. I used to hang with the interns. Some of the interns is now studio managers.
Yep.
Yep.
So go figure. So when you want that rate, dudes will be like, yo, how you get that rate? I was cool with them when it came time we was in the studio,
Right.
and dudes had blunt ashes and everywhere, and it's like we like, all right, we gotta go, and we like, all right, come on, let's clean up everything. And dudes would be like, yo, you ain't gotta do that. Like, yo, nobody want to be here.
Yeah.
It's 4:00 in the morning. People remember that. People remember the small things, but who would know that these same people they'd be like, yo, I run this place now. Oh, you need a rate? Holler at me.
Yeah.
You know, so you learn like, yo, put that karma out there, put the good karma out there.
Dig that. I'm
heard
gonna
that, brother
go
Chris?
shake the hand. I'm gonna go shake the hand of every intern right now in the office.
But
right
it gotta
now.
be genuine, man. You can't do it just.
Nah. I'm gonna look him in the eyes. I'm looking him dead in the eyes too when I do it.
I don't know. Now is big time now. He don't even.
I think you talking about the engine room interns.
Yeah, no. Niles is working for bread.
Yeah, he ain't.
Niles doing better than us. Niles came here to loan us some money tonight.
I don't know now. That's why I showed up.
For sure. Internets. This is a podcast called Talkitecture. Y'all got a gem all of a sudden out of nowhere because the universe will that. And
Yo, the universe wills everything, man. Like, look at my dude Pete. Pete is a good guy.
Yes.
I know Pete. I met
Premio.
Pete through sneakers.
dig it.
And it's like, we've been cool since. And it's like, you look at it, it's like...
Did Pete ever try to sell you some fake shoes?
Nah, Pete... Actually, I'm going to tell you, Pete is giving me shoes.
No, yes.
That's what I'm saying. So when you look at it...
They ain't giving no Ewings, right?
Some J's.
Some good shit. Some good shit.
So when you look at it, that's why I say you could judge a person on their kindness. Not even that, even forces.
Yeah.
Like, Pete is an all-around good guy. So when you look
Absolutely.
at it, like... Everybody ain't perfect. It might be people who don't like him, but it's a lot of people who do like him because he does genuine things. Like,
Right.
sometimes we all can make mistakes, but
Yes.
it's your motives and who you are. Where it's like, oh, I fucked up. Let me try to correct it. But, you know, it's a lot of good people I met, so it's like I just recognize for who they are.
Yep.
Buck, you stay on that list for kicks?
What list for kicks?
Shumanati. Internets. Let me tell you something about Shumanati.
Let me tell you something. And I'm going to be honest.
You
You
shot-
know what?
you-
I used to be on the,
The
list,
first
right?
rule of
Getting
Shumanati
shoes.
is that there is no Shumanati.
Hold on, no, and I'm gonna keep it 100. My man Joe always say I'm opinion. I believe I got crossed off the list because all my friends are resellers, and you know that. But it's cool because no matter what, it's like I still get shit that the seated niggas don't. My nigga Jada be like, yo, you need to just kind of, you should really be disrespectful on the internet. For what? That's only gonna make them hate more. And there's people who get everything. Because it's like, if it's one thing that I don't get, or it's like, it could be a way that I might put it together. And it's like, we're getting shoes. It don't matter that you got the shoes. It's gonna be how you put it together.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? It's like, and everything doesn't always have to be something super hype.
Right.
So if you could put it together and you make your outfit the way it is, that's what makes it an outfit.
Right.
And also I went back to be like, yo, you know what? You make the outfit. I don't want to be like, I seen some of my niggas that be like, yo, y'all niggas starting to look like sausage casings. Like, you get your clothes, it's got to fit a certain way. if you big, it's like, for me, I'm like, okay, I'm trying to get rid of this. I can do medium, small, and it's like, this is where I want to be. If I was a little big, I'd be like, all right, and this was still, I'd be like, all right, let me do the medium, large, and let me just cut the sleeves up the hair.
Yeah.
Tailor it. Tailor your clothes. It's like, when you do that, it's like you have a certain fit and you can always look clean. But I've seen some dudes, it's like with the super duper tight pants and they underwear is hanging out.
Yeah.
That's why I be like, yo, look like a sausage casing right there, homie. You gotta change that. You know, but me, I can't. I could be that dude. If I was doing that on the internet, people would be, it would shame a lot of people. And it's like it would change, but people would hate even more. But I think now, I'd be like, yo, what the fuck? They don't. If you gonna hate now, it's like you gonna hate anyway.
Nah, I don't want to see your underwear on the internet, but I don't want you to
I'm
do it.
saying
Don't
like
do it.
talking that shit, like
Okay.
like telling, yo, well, look at this guy. Doesn't he look like a sausage casing? Sausage casing Saturday. We'll put up a picture. Of something.
Oh, don't do it. Don't do it. Don't.
It's already activated.
I'll let somebody else do it.
Somebody heard it. Yeah.
Like, come on now. It's like I believe in fashion. Fashion is clean. That's why even certain artists, it's like they look at them and they be like, oh, well, this guy is this way. You know, he should get this. I believe people, they should receive, like, you know, we always say one thing too. If you wearing shoes, we call them baggy dubrés. So if your pants come down to here,
Oh man.
you shouldn't definitely learn how
Post
to
it.
tailor your shit.
Post it. Post all that
Nah,
shit.
B, I can't be.
If you got Steve Harvey jeans and Michael Jordan jeans,
I'm gonna tell you, I would
Post it.
I'm gonna tell you, I would offend a lot of famous people because we look and we be like, "Yo, B, that ain't clean."
Yeah. Yeah.
Like as you get older, we ain't wearing shit crazy baggy, so you be like, "Yo, you know what? We're not wearing it super tight. It's gotta fit like just
Listen,
right." We got kids, so
Buckwild is wearing jorts, ladies and gentlemen. He's team jorts. You know what I'm saying? For all those out there, jorts gang is still in effect. 2018.
I don't think it never went nowhere. It's like
It did, but they just, you got to
you got to do what you do, and it's like if you feel like I see dudes where it's like, yo, you know what? If you feel like, yo, you know what? I want to wear khaki pants. If you pull it off with what you do, that's dope.
Yep.
It's got to be clean. I seen people make clean fits out
No
of fucking
bell bottoms,
khakis
though. No bell
and fucking white tees, and you be like, damn, that shit look clean as a motherfucker.
Yeah.
So
Simple.
it's like it's simple, but it doesn't have to be super extravagant.
Yeah.
With super supreme LV down on everything.
Right.
That's a no. And even like people look and be like, yo, that's kind of like clown shit.
Hype beast.
Like, yo, you got a lot of industry hype beast.
Hype. Oh.
You got the LV leather, you got the LV bag,
Man
you got
purse.
the LV wallet, the LV red belt.
What's the
you want to
shit?
put on red
Fanny
pants,
The
or
fanny
you want to
pack.
put on. You be like, yo, that's
Body.
over LV, dog. That's over supremed out. You're killing the brand.
The Metro
Yo.
You're
card.
making them look bad.
They're bloody.
The wallet,
They're bloodied out.
They ain't even bloods. It's just they just want to see, because I think the Louis Vuitton shit was the most high price reselling shit. They just want to see how much they got, but you're not making it look good. You know? Come on, B.
Uncle Sneaker.
Yeah.
Yeah, he gonna have to do it.
Yeah,
You're gonna have to do it. That's your thing right there.
He had to straighten this
Sausage
out.
casing Saturdays.
You gonna do it?
Outfit architecture.
Oh man. All right. Well,
I ain't gonna
listen,
lie, I could style a lot of dudes. No homo.
no question.
Because it's like looking at it, it's like, yo, do you just like, it's the same thing with music. You blend two records together.
Yeah.
You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? You're like, yo, that's the perfect blend. You know, you make sure you tell a dude, like, yo, make sure. I tell my dudes all the time, dude, go to cleaners, get your shirt tailored.
But I mean, that's what making music is. It's tailoring.
You could tailor a beat for somebody.
It's
and like, that's
tailoring
dope.
sound.
Kanye's
You know,
done it.
pinching in
Justice
here,
does it,
a little
you
tuck
know.
in there, a little, just to clean it up.
Yep.
Just to clean it up. You know,
I don't know, man. Fashion has went crazy. I just do what I like.
that's what's up.
Absolutely.
That's what's up. You
And
look-
Ralph should send me boxes though. I don't know why. Every time I turn around, they send it to people who don't wear it.
man, Ralph owes so much people boxes, boxes, checks.
That's all cool.
Listen,
He don't owe
Listen.
me nothing, but it's like it's all cool. Just let me cop my shit when I need to.
For
That's
real.
all. Because
Yeah, we need
if they give you something, then you owe them.
We need that Dallas Penn discount again.
yeah. That's what we need. We need the flourish. We need the
need
flourishment
that-
discount.
that 4 a.m.
I'm working on something now, man. I had a little employee code that I could do my little thing.
Oh,
on, but
that
now-
one?
Oh, not a super one, just a regular employee
Yeah,
code.
Dallas made the
Just a
newspapers
little
with that
50,
shit.
just a little 50% off joint.
Yeah, I know. I ain't gonna say no more, man. James Brown. I'm gonna just use those as the tissue.
Yeah.
He went crazy.
Oh man, listen,
Wow.
chandelier, already
Just-
crystal.
You can't say the
James Brown.
James Brown.
James
That's
Brown.
it. We call him James
James,
Brown.
yeah, James Brown.
James Brown without the dance. You know what I'm saying? He went crazy.
You got the chandelier,
I ain't know. I heard like, yo,
Jesse Bruce.
yeah, whatever.
Jesse Boykins.
Jesse Boy.
Oh snap!
Classic
Internet. So, oh man, like I said, we caught a magical episode
Yes.
tonight, filled with jewels, gems, and Buck. It's just always good to see you. Whenever I see you, bro, I'm just like, it's always good to see you. Your spirit is always right. Your energy is always right, man.
We living life, man. What we got to be mad for?
Nah, that's a lesson. That's a lesson for me to learn, man.
Like it's a lesson. Just pass the lesson, man. It's like I tell my kids, man, like yo, you ain't got nothing to be mad for. Life too short to be angry. You know, life is too short to be angry. It's like
Facts.
my son got the attitude of death, but it's like every day is like, yo, dude, what you angry for? Life too short. You might die tomorrow. I ain't saying him, but it's like anybody could die tomorrow. You want to die angry? He was that angry man. People be like, yo, like, yo, your Instagram stories make me laugh. Fuck it. It's like, I like laughing. If it make you laugh, that's cool.
Yeah,
You never know what you could do to somebody's day just by a laugh.
absolutely,
You know what I'm saying?
absolutely.
More gems,
Come on,
more
man.
gems.
We laugh all the time. Off the mic.
Yep.
Matter of fact, we're gonna keep laughing. They can't even hear the rest of the shit we're gonna talk about now.
Yeah.
Internets. Remember, Jenkins and Jenkins LLC, 800-223-9797. Did Kiki not return your call? Jenkins and Jenkins. Have her get after Kiki.
I heard Annie is mad at Kiki.
Annie's mad at Kiki?
Yeah. I don't know. They might have to world start.
Uh-oh.
Annie. The Talkitecture podcast is a presentation of the Loudspeakers Network, where we always say rest in peace to Combat Jack. Episodes are executive produced by A. King and Dallas Penn. All episodes are engineered superbly by Brother Christopher. 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 By Brother Christopher.